Shalom, all praise goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim Hakodash, double honor to the apostles, the elders, great millstone. Salutations to Akim out there pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty, the hopeful elect. Shalom, my brother Korah Allah. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I'm going to title it, What Happened to All the Baby Formula? This is Vox. It says, Why baby formula is in short supply and who is most at risk. America is enduring its worst baby formula shortage in decades. Baby formula has been running low all over the United States, threatening the health of infants and other people who depend on it for their sustenance. Experts say this is the worst formula shortage in decades. It's also the latest example of how the U.S. health system's failures consistently fall hardest on people with complex medical conditions and others and people who are socioeconomically disadvantaged. Let's look up this word real quick. Relating to or concerned with the iteration of social and economic factors. Okay. The shortage can be tracked back to a contamination problem at an Abbott factory that produced much of the Similac formula as well as several other brands for the U.S. market. Abbott voluntarily shut down the factory in February amid consumer complaints about contaminated formula that was linked to 2 infants' deaths. As of mid-May, it's still not up and running again. So that's one thing. All right, so the formula was contaminated and they shut it down, and it's been down ever since. Okay? They shut it down in February, and they guess they ain't had no other way of getting out the formula. Now, let's go to another article. This is the Washington Post. They are sending pallets of baby formula to the border. Meanwhile, in our own district at home, we cannot find baby formula. While mothers and fathers stare at empty grocery stores shelves in a panic, the Biden administration is happy to provide baby formula to illegal immigrants coming across our southern border. This is yet another one in a long line of reckless, out-of-touch priorities from the Biden administration when it comes to securing our border and protecting Americans. That's pretty much it. That was 2 articles going into what happened to the baby formula. In one article, you see Abbott, the main company that supplies the formulas, shut down. And now in this article, you see what's left of the formula. A lot of the baby formula is at the border being given to so-called immigrants. I say so-called because the Mexicans were here before the so-called American people. Okay, the so-called Mexicans, which would be Ishikar, according to the Bible, according to the Bible, the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, and the rest of the northern kingdom, Gad, Reuben, they were here before the Europeans, before Esau, the so-called white man, came upon this land and took it over. Okay, so they ain't the immigrants. Let's look this up real quick. A person who comes to live permanently in a foreign country. So Esau's the real immigrant. All right. So let's get that straight. You know. Now, the baby formula is at the border, and it's not in the hands of Americans. And now it's causing distress. And you know what? That's a beautiful thing. Why? Because it's supposed to happen. Okay? It's supposed to happen. Since I said that, it's Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So we're rejoicing, man, because this is supposed to happen. See, the Lord said his men is going to be taken care of. But anybody else they got to fend for themselves. All right? Basically, they ain't going to make it. Whether they die from the famine, whether they die from the sword, whether they die from those thermonuclear missiles, they die from animals and beasts or plagues, sickness or illness. Okay. The Lord said, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servants shall eat the elect. All right, the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, because 2/3 they going down just like these heathens, just like the so-called white man, just like the rest of these different nations. All right. So with that being said, let me get back to these other precepts I had, because this is going to be a short lesson. Matthew 24:19, and says, woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Right, because anytime there's a problem, such as any chaos, man, you talking about wars, you talking about an economy falling apart, you talking about a famine, plagues. One of the people that are most vulnerable is women and children. Okay, especially a woman that's still giving suck to a child or still raising a child. Why? Because that child's gonna be at risk, and if that child dies, then it's gonna be that woman is gonna be left with a heavy heart. Or if she dies, then that child's gonna be left with no one to take care of them. It says, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Right, because you're gonna have to move, run, do things that you wouldn't usually do on a regular Sabbath day. You might have to do it, Now it says, but pray that your flight be not in the winter, which this thing is going to get worse, man. By the end of this winter, it might be a hot winter. All right, if you get what I'm saying. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor even shall be. And you can tell this is upcoming prophecy, because it says, for then shall be the great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world. All right, so what's about to fall upon the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latino Native Americans, along with the rest of the world? Okay, which is what? Jacob's trouble. Okay, and also it's gonna be Esau. Esau is gonna be the one leading Jacob's trouble, and it's not gonna just affect Jacob; it's gonna affect the whole world, because this man wants to take over the whole world, and he wants to do so by any means necessary. And it says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor even shall be. And what's about to happen next is going to be something that never happened before. Okay, why? Because the technology is up there. All right, the technology is far more advanced. The weapons are far more advanced. All right, and the hate is far more advanced, man. It's gonna be a quick lesson. Second Ezra, that 15. Now I can start at 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and the men shall be afraid. The pride, man, and two-thirds of our people have a lot of pride because they following their daddy, Esau, the so-called white man. A man shall have no pity. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and of great tribulation. Now, I was listening to and this dude, man, Spectrum, I forgot his name, Spectrum Survival, something like this. Forgive me. I forgot the guy's YouTube channel, but basically, his well-known YouTube channel. I know brothers know what I'm talking about. And he's basically saying, listen, the times we're coming into is a time where good people are gonna have to do bad things. Why? Because they have to feed their family. And when they don't have no baby formula, and they see you bringing in a baby formula, they're gonna be tempted to come and take your stuff. All right. So now you gotta fend for yourself, whether you have a gun or a knife, or you could set boogie traps, or if you have a pit bull in your house, or a wild animal that's willing to protect you, you know, because that's the times we're coming into. All right. So people better learn how to hunt, how to fish. All right. How to hand wash their clothes. People better learn how to breastfeed. Okay, because hey, really you supposed to be breastfeeding, man. That baby formula, that's really brought to you by Esau, which that formula is nothing but poison inside of it. You know. Another reason also you even need the formula is because the food is polluted. All right, you supposed to be able to breastfeed your child, and then the food you eat will give you nutrients that you from you, your child will get it through breastfeeding. But this food that's been given to us have no nutrients in it. All right, the food is defiled, and that's the truth. And the scripture's on that too. But this is gonna be a quick lesson. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation." And that great tribulation is upon us, man. That great tribulation is at hand. With that, I want to say all praise goes to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shah, Bashim Kafodash, double honor to the apostles and Elder Great Millstone, and citations to the Akhnate pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty. Shalom.